Hi, friends, family, loved ones. It's Dr. Lance coming from SF Heal, continuing the mission to connect more of the health and healing community to itself. And today I'm joined by our guest, Clare Cattarin. Clare is a partner here in Golden Gate Chiropractic Center. She runs primary functional medicine. We cross-refer, we co-manage, we love each other and share space. Today we are keeping 6 feet of distance for this interview, and we just began our first day of the shelter in place. So we're going to be sharing some of the resources that we have found to be useful to ourselves. And I wanted to particularly have Clare on today because when this all went down, and basically annually, I want to invest in some supplementation and really push the reset button on my immune system. And the person that I would go to for that is Clare. And this time when I asked her, what's your recommendations? What should I be taking? What's the up-to-date research? She had a list of things that she recommended and has a lot to say about why each of them are very important. So I wanted to bring her on to highlight some of the things you could be taking and some of the challenges, because a lot of people are trying to get access to this and are having a hard time. So what can we do next? What questions can we be asking? So thanks for taking the time to be here, Clare.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So how are you experiencing this as a person, as an individual, as a professional? What's on your mind? What's your mindset as you come into this space?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. This is, it's a little overwhelming in that as a person who's been in this field for 30 years, every year with the influenza is a serious year. I mean, it's, for those of us in healthcare, you never take the influenza lightly and you never take a pandemic lightly.
Yep.
So we've been here before. We have weathered the storm. I have never experienced a shelter in place because of an influenza.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a big deal. And I think it's one for all of us to kind of wrap our heads around, to try to figure out how do we surf this, and how do we surf this with a calm, centered energy within us.
Yeah.
Because this is really important. When it all comes down to illness in general, and particularly with colds, flus, and viruses, the state of the immune system is really, really important. This is my message every day, all day long, day in and day out for whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter. But I always start, I feel like we've been here before. People need to just take some big, deep breaths, really get into being calm, and to realize that perhaps if you're sheltering in place and you're not having to go to work, it's the government has taken you out of the day-to-day grind. And this is what I try to do with people when they're sick. I will often argue with people that they need to stay home because people are being driven to work.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that we take a step back, that you take a walk in nature, that you follow a lot of what you say, your breathing techniques, getting into restorative yoga, getting into exercise in a manner that keeps your lymph system going, keeping your sleep up, eating healthy food. Bone broth is my go-to, particularly for any illness that comes to. Any foods that are going to increase your immune system.
I love you said earlier that the bone broth is like chicken soup for your immune system.
Yes.
That's great.
It is. It is. You can buy bone broth. I highly recommend organics all the way, grass-fed. You can buy chicken. You can buy veggie broth. You can buy beef broth. It's depending on what each individual is in. I make my own. It is a little labor intensive, but it's not hard, and everybody can do it. And I think we put a hyperlink to Simone Miller's bone broth, which is the one I use. She's a local chef here in San Francisco. She's Zen Belly.
So you've labeled out kind of what I imagine a lot of people are familiar with as a general recommendations of how to stay healthy. And I also know you gave a list of extra supplements and things you could be taking. I so appreciate that you didn't skip over the get your sleep, get your light movement to move the lymphatic system, get the immune system recycling itself, and to center yourself, whether you meditate or you pray or you do something that reconnects you to who you are. That is an opportunity here for us to be in intimate space with our loved ones. And if there's something on the surface that needs to be dealt with, it's probably going to be dealt with in these next 3 weeks. And there are services to help provide support for that as well. So once you take care of the fundamentals and the foundationals, what are some things that people can be doing above and beyond what is just a typical recommendation?
So you want to just go right into the supplements that I use for immune boosting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know you have a lot to share on each one of them. And I think that's what some people don't get. They get the laundry list, but N-acetylcysteine, okay, they'll just buy it and not know why. But I think if they understand what the benefits are and how it is a building block for glutathione, what is glutathione, just the people who are here are educated. They are interested in some of the more nitty-gritty details because they don't want to just take things for face value and do them without asking questions. But I think you have a lot of answers that could be front-loaded to help them understand why we recommend these things so strongly.
So the first line ones are your zinc, your C, and your D. Those are the big immune boosters. They signal. We are often deplete in a lot of these vitamins. Vitamin C, our body does not make vitamin C. We have to ingest it. Studies have shown the best way to get vitamin C is to eat an orange, is to not drink orange juice, is to actually eat an orange.
Yeah.
However, it's really, really difficult to get 3 grams of vitamin C through eating oranges. So I have to say this, I am a stickler about my supplements. Yep. I don't just recommend supplements over the counter per se, because I can't validify or know where they came from. I am IFM certified. I only recommend supplements that the Institute for Functional Medicine has vetted. So they're very particular companies.
And I will come in just to validate you here. One of the reasons I invited Clare on, one of the reasons she is my go-to referral source, personal reference, is that she has the highest standards that I've seen. She's obsessive about getting results for people, and she doesn't want any of the question marks involved. And so, yes, vitamin C is a highly recommended substance. I had a bottle of vitamin C. She looked at it, and she's like, okay, I don't know about that one. And I don't want that question mark either. We talk about as chiropractors removing the interference so someone can actually perceive themselves. And if we don't remove as much interference as possible, we could still have question marks, whether it's quality or quantity. Quantity has been kind of shown through research, but quality is tough because of regulations. And so she is IFM, Institute of Functional Medicine certified practitioner, which means she is in the upper echelon of people practicing functional medicine. She also comes with 30 years of nurse practitioner experience and clinical care experience. So when she's given these recommendations, it doesn't come lightly, and I wholeheartedly back anything she says.
So this is just for everybody out there. My favorite top tier, there's a lot of good companies, but these are companies that have been vetted through the IFM. They are independently audited. They test, these 2 companies particularly test every single batch of supplement that they make, and one is Metagenics, the other one is Zymogen. You will have to have a practitioner to get them off of. There are many people who will sell these supplements, a lot of acupuncturists, chiropractors will do so, the IFM people, myself, I do so, functional medicine people will. You can get them from a licensed practitioner. That's what I would recommend. So my top tier is, I do like Metagenics, I do like Zymogen. Thorne Research is a good supplement company, Ortho Molecular. So those are just to name a few. I don't want to go on and on. But the things that Lance was talking about that I believe strongly in is N-acetylcysteine, which is called NAC. NAC is a precursor that the body uses to produce its own glutathione. So glutathione is something that our body can make. You can take it. It's a little nebulous as to how well, if you buy the glutathione, it's actually assimilated in the body. So you're going to get companies to say, ours is really good. We got the liposomal formula. It goes right in. And then you've got faculty at the Institute for Functional Medicine who are saying, well, we're not really certain about that research. So that's where I lay my hat, is where is the research and what do we know?
Yeah. And they're showing that the N-acetylcysteine being the building block, that you give it the ingredients, the body can build the glutathione. And that has been shown to be.
And glutathione is essential in what we call the electron transport chain, or in the cytoplasm of the cell for the mitochondria. Without the glutathione, you are going to have a lack of production of ATP. You're going to have a lack of mitochondrial health. And
ATP is energy for those
energy,
out there.
yes.
It's basically the energy currency of the body. So if you want energy in your body, you got to have access to the ATP.
Right. And it is one of the things that really boosts immune systems tremendously. As a matter of fact, they were using inhaled glutathione at the Santa Rosa fire with great success for people who are having a lot of asthma and things like this. So it is an avenue for people who are really, really ill with respiratory illnesses that you use inhaled glutathione. That will get absorbed because you're inhaling it right into the lungs. However, the oral route, that's why I prefer NAC. I also match that with magnesium because there is a dyad assimilation with that where the two together work in synergy to help increase the health of the mitochondria and the health of the cell.
And so the magnesium is used in the body to cleave off one of the phosphate groups from the ATP to release the energy. So if there isn't enough magnesium present, then you can't even access the energy that's stored in the ATP. Yeah, this is really great.
And this is another opportunity to talk, okay, I can't go down too many rabbit holes, but as goes the health of the planet, will go the health of the human. And our soils are extraordinarily depleted of magnesium in many of our essential minerals. And magnesium is one that we normally get from our plants. Well, our soils don't have magnesium in them, so this is really an essential mineral to take as a supplement. And once again, I do recommend getting them from a reputable company.
Great.
So
to run so far what you said, zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C,
magnesium,
NAC, and NAC. Okay.
Bone broth.
Bone broth. Sleep.
I
water.
really do. I really keep going back to lifestyle behavioral changes and your food. And as Lance added into my list on your website was greens. Greens are incredible. Cruciferous vegetables are incredible. Buy organic. Go whole. Go strong. Don't buy processed food substances. There is a couple more that I do like. One is a product that actually, I think some other companies make something like it, but Metagenics makes one called Phytoganics. And it is a phytonutrient supplement that comes in a powder. And phytonutrients, you have your macronutrients, your micronutrients, and then you have your phytonutrients. And the phytonutrients are basically taken from all the different colors of the vegetables and fruits. So you have your green and your greens and your red and your reds and your yellows and your yellows, and they bring it all together. And it's an amazing cell signaler. So it helps the microbes in our gut feed on healthy phytonutrients and signal to our immune system to boost it. So it's one of my favorites, and it's one that not very many people know about.
Great.
But it's you take a scoop, put it in the glass, put it in your water bottle, shake your water bottle up, and you drink it all day long.
Yeah. What would be the ingredient in that supplement?
There are multiple plants. It's all plant-based.
Yeah.
It's all plants, and it's multiple. It's your red bell peppers. It's your yellow bell peppers. It's your
just a rainbow
purples.
in a powder.
It's your purples. Yeah, they have. I think that one of the brains behind that may have been Deanna Minnick, who is a PhD researcher, and that I'm sure there's many people who were helpful in that concoction that I don't even know who they are. But
well, I imagine we could another time have a whole conversation on phytonutrients and their benefits and specifics.
But these are all things that you can take now to help boost your immune system. Mushrooms are another really amazing immune booster. They have been for thousands of years. So you can buy a mushroom combination in powders, your lion's mane, things like that. But we just made a whole big batch of mushroom soup. Just threw all the mushrooms in, and it was amazing. So these are things that you can do. If you're at home, you have a little more time, and this is a good way to do it.
I imagine people are going to be asking the question of how much of each of these should I take? And I also know how intensely you advocate for testing and identifying what your needs are before you just throw a bunch of stuff in your body.
So, okay, so I'm going to just say that right because everybody takes vitamin C. So vitamin C on a daily basis at about 1 to 1.5 grams a day is a good daily supplementation. You're not going to overdose on that. During the time of illness or trying to remain healthy, abound a community of illness, I would go to 2 to 3 grams a day of the vitamin C. But you go to what we call bowel tolerance. If you start to get loose stools, back off. So that's your vitamin C barometer. I would say 2 to 3 grams, back off if you don't feel comfortable with the 3 grams.
You take that all in one, or do you split it up morning and evening?
Whatever's easiest for you.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters. But if it's easier for you to take a 1 gram pill 3 times a day rather than these pills can be quite big.
Yeah.
So if it's easier 3 times a day, do it 3 times a day.
Would that offset some of the bowel intolerance if you split it up, or is it the large bolus?
It could, very much so.
Okay.
Yeah. The N-acetylcysteine, I would take about 1 gram to 2 grams a day. And for the magnesium, I would take about 400 milligrams a day.
And this is across the board. Is there any wiggle room of what's more effective for larger people or smaller people, or
That's pretty much
people that
mid-range.
Shouldn't do this for any reason, one or another?
Magnesium is something that you don't want to do if you're in renal failure.
Okay.
You want to be careful with magnesium and renal failure. None of these are going to be contraindicated in any type of pharmaceutical regimens.
Yeah.
They are pretty benign. They are not hard on the liver or anything like that.
Great. Okay. Well, it sounds like fundamentally eating whole foods, greens, getting your phytonutrients one way or another, moving lightly, whether it's yoga or Pilates or something going on with the movement to get things moving. You can still be hiking as long as you're 6 feet or more away from people. So get outdoors if you can in the sunlight. The day is gorgeous today. From a thinking perspective, mindfulness, centered, listen to what's happening within you when all the noise of work and chaos of traffic is dissipated, and recuperating high quality, high quantity sleep. If there are problems with any of those, we are here to support you. The 5th pillar for us is also gather. That is more challenging now for this period of time. Looking forward to giving crazy hugs in April. It's going down. But we have created some virtual spaces for you to get more resources. One of them is Immunity and Community, just the Facebook group that's out there for people to ask questions. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? And I also want to give you the opportunity to share how people can get a hold of you if they have follow-up questions, or how to find these supplements, or if they have questions about your bone broth recipe.
Don't forget hydration.
Yeah.
Lance mentioned that in his thing. Hydration is really important. I say about 64 ounces. I think that the thing is half of your body weight in ounces in water. Clean water, not from plastic bottles. That's my gig. I really lose the plastic.
Yeah, she hammers on us in the office.
Yeah, as a plastic is really, I don't like plastic. And also, stay away from the alcohol. We mentioned that in the website already. The alcohol is it's an immune toxin. It's it's a toxin actually for our bodies, and I think it's a very socially acceptable and something that we do every day for many of us. It's something that really should be removed. Removed things that can hurt you, and add things in that are going to help boost your immune system. I have a landing page on my website, which is primaryfunctionalmedicine.com. I'm going to be adding things onto there. If you are interested in getting things through Metagenics, you can go through a link that I have. I'm only gonna, I'm careful with my supplements. I don't like blanketing people with supplements. I like blanketing people with lifestyle, food changes. We can add the supplements in. They are helpful. But they're expensive, and, it's that sexy, slippery supplement slope, So I get a little nervous about people just hoarding them all. I think use with intention, use with moderation, and use it thinkingly. So I am here to help. We are connected. I can't say how happy I am to be here with you. It's very grounding for me.
Yeah,
it's very
such
grounding.
A wonderful resource
to
and
be
friend.
Here.
Yeah.
So I invite all of you to join us, because we are here, and we are here to help be a beacon of calm amidst a huge chaotic storm right now. And that's what I think we're about.
And some light breaks on the slippery, sexy supplement slopes. That's going to make it into my regular lexicon for sure. Thank you for that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, primaryfunctionalmedicine.com, goldengatechiropracticcenter.com. This is SF Heal. We are connecting the health and healing community to more of itself, and we're looking forward to continue to do so as often as possible. We love you.
Till next time.
Cheers.